Welcome to episode 76 of the Reptile Gumbo podcast. And if you can hear fans in the background, it's because our house is hot. It's currently like 80 degrees in our house because
I put a work order in.
Yeah, it's Texas and our air conditioner doesn't work. So joys of a rent house. But I have a house in Louisiana that I'm sure is nice and cool right now.
No, they said it's hot there too.
Oh,
It's just hot everywhere in the South right now.
it sucks. But it is awesome. Katie is back. See, look, she's right there.
Reunited and it feels so good.
Okay, let's not do that.
Y'all missed me. You know you did.
This is the first time seeing being at the table.
I know.
It's a fancy table.
It's big.
That's what she said.
Shut up.
You don't like the table?
I have a fraction problem on the table in front of me, and fractions are the devil.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
It was an old school table, so
It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I like this table.
apparently somebody was working on fractions. It reminds you of being at work.
I mean,
Normally you're sitting right there with a bunch of little kids.
actually, I don't ever sit on that side of the table. I always sit over here, and then that way they can work in groups better.
I need to call that lady and get some more tables.
Talk on the microphone.
I don't really care.
Poor James is dealing with too hot and, well, I'm cranky. I don't know about Robert, but I'm cranky. I even took a nap, but I'm still cranky.
Somebody keeps wasting my materials, so
I did waste.
it's okay.
Boy,
If he only knew how much shit I've wasted.
dollar bills. You are wasting them.
Do you know you can't drill holes through heat tape?
You can physically do it,
can
Oh
physically
my
do it,
God.
but you probably
James.
shouldn't.
But did you know when you forget there's heat
I bet
tape
it doesn't work anymore once you drill a hole through
there?
it.
I'm sure
It's garbage.
I'm sure it'll work, but it may cause a fire.
We could use it for decoration and make an
It's-
art exhibit on our wall.
It's 2 pieces this long.
Okay, maybe not.
It's $5 a foot garbage.
You owe him $5
No,
a
I
foot.
don't. No, he doesn't.
$5.
No.
Oh, look, Chris Eaton's excited. He welcomes you back.
So did Darren Watson.
Darren wasn't. There's Dallas.
This is how
Blue.
you know that I'm like hot and miserable and cranky because I'm wearing workout clothes.
Yeah.
I
I'm
don't know
about to be
that.
shirtless up.
I don't know.
We may have to turn the video off. We may lose listeners.
know.
Oh,
I don't even wear this like out in public because it's just not me. I'm not comfortable in
So-
stuff like this.
I don't know if you guys have said it because I wasn't listening to y'all for like the first minute.
That's cool. Drink your Powerade.
Gatorade.
I said, did I actually buy a Powerade?
No,
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 Gatorade
because you
is
cannot
better.
find Powerade anywhere in this freaking state.
because it's terrible.
No.
Yes, Chris Sexton, the AC is not working upstairs in James and Katie's house.
No.
Mine isn't.
My poor baby slept on the couch last night because it was so hot in
The
her
living
bedroom.
room is the one room where it's comfortable.
Even our
It's
bedroom,
noticeably
which
different from down there to up here.
But what's crazy is our bedroom is downstairs on the other side of the kitchen, and it's just as hot as this room is.
I think it's because the sun hits that back wall.
Did you call him today?
I did. I called and I put a work order in.
Well, you notice it's this room, Joe's room.
It's on this side of the
The
house.
sun hits that.
I'm
side.
about to start hanging quilts on all the walls.
Unless you hang a quilt.
John Grant, you've already seen it for free. Don't be acting like you haven't.
Unless you hang a quilt covering the entire outside, it's not going to do any good. It's that whole wall's warm.
Yeah.
So Chris Sexton blankets on the floor of the living room sounds like a slumber.
I mean, yeah,
party.
that's great.
No,
Except
I'll
that
sweat
James,
my bed. I'm good.
James likes to freaking watch TV till 2 a.m. So
That is true. Well, I mean, right now the Olympics are live at 2 a.m.
do you know that I did not watch anything with the Olympics today? I'm a little ashamed of myself.
You should be un-American.
There was some cool stuff on TV today, and we did not watch it. We got a lot done today, which is another reason I took a nap because I was hot and miserable.
We got a lot done today. We went.
Sounds like
So-
you fucked up a lot
I
today.
did not fuck up a lot. I messed up 2 small things and I fixed them and we're good. But you texted me earlier saying, "Oh, I'm done moving stuff into my classroom because it feels like 101 degrees outside."
Oh.
I was standing outside when you texted.
Oh God, no.
I'd been outside all morning.
It was hot.
It's still hot.
Yeah.
Ugh. Anyway, so you're back from your trip.
I'm back. So my trip, for those of you that are not friends with me on Facebook and did not see the ridiculous post, it was 23 days that I was gone from this house. We traveled through 8 states, my daughter and I, who is 10 and cannot drive yet.
Well, yeah, Tim, they can't. drive
5
there.
years she can drive with a licensed adult in the car, and you can bet your sweet ass she's going to be driving to camp. So
Thank God I'm not going on that trip.
we spent
I've seen the attention span of my kid. I'm not letting her drive.
we spent over 50 hours in the car, and I put over 3,000 miles on my car in the
No
23
one
days.
feels sad for them. They chose this.
I chose part of it.
No, you chose all of it.
The other part of it, I said yes because I love your family.
That's true.
I visited with your family.
I didn't even see my family.
Well, we were out of town.
You saw my parents, my grandmother, my uncles. I didn't see any of them. I was stuck here. I was stuck here with Robert.
We did.
Well, we went herping.
We haven't seen your grandmother since like October of 2018, though.
Yeah, I'm a bad grandson.
So it was an awesome visit. It really was. Josephine had a great time.
Maria's just 3,000 miles of rookie number.
Okay, yeah, Maria.
Well, Maria's
you have been traveling a whole lot.
Maria's just driving across the state of Texas when she says that. That's
true.
So what reptile related? Because some reptile related things happened to you while you were at camp.
So my daughter and I go to a camp in North Alabama every year. I worked there when I was in college, and then when I had my daughter, it was, hey, you're coming back to work while she camps. And I mean, I'm not going to turn down an awesome experience for her when it doesn't cost me extra money. So I said, sure.
Plus, you were on top of a mountain where it was definitely like 20 degrees cooler than it was here.
It was not over 84 at any point on our entire trip. And then I came back here where it was at least 20 degrees hotter, and I want to die. But
Brandon Millichamp says he'd like to stick around, but he has a Canadian herping meeting, which I assume is a bunch of people talking about garter snakes and maple syrup.
Don't you hate on him?
And a moose or two.
Hey,
A.
I'm back now. Respect.
A.
Hey, Corey kept him in line.
Good.
It was okay.
I got to watch some of it. So I'm basically on a mountain. I have little to no cell signal. If I'm in the office, then I have Wi-Fi access. But if I'm not in the office, I have no Wi-Fi access.
Wi-Fi?
Shut up.
Wi-Fi.
That's Southern Alabama came out.
Yes.
A little bit. I was in Alabama for a small stint of this trip. So the accent's a little strong tonight. I apologize. Chris Eaton's probably laughing at me right now. I don't sound like cornbread, though, so it's okay. I'll leave that to my brother. So anyways, so there were lots of frogs. There were
You found two different types of box turtles.
I found two different types of box turtles. One was hanging out in the field, and our little 6-year-old campers were all gathered around it and like huddled and squatting on the ground. And all I could think was, oh God, they have something like trapped. Can't get away. They weren't touching it. And we had a fun little, educational moment, but it was very funny because they were like, oh, look at it. And it was so cute. So she got relocated to the woods so that she wasn't in the middle of the field with all the campers.
I'm letting my ears cool off.
Oh, I didn't know what you were doing. I was like, am I really loud? Is there a problem? You have controls for that.
That's
just
true.
turn the volume down.
That's true. I can turn you down.
So then when I was driving down the mountain on one of the really windy roads, there was one in the middle of the road.
They're all windy roads down that mountain.
I may have stopped and then like quickly gotten out of the car.
Did you stop in the middle of the road?
It's a very strong possibility that there was no shoulder on this road.
There is no shoulder. It's on a mountain.
I was far enough from the curves. As long as nobody was speeding, I was okay.
Which they do.
In hindsight, I probably should have left the box turtle in the middle of the road. It was not my brightest moment, but it was so pretty.
Could you imagine if I had to explain to Joe why her mom died because she got hit while saving a box turtle?
Okay, look. So it wasn't a great moment of decision making.
So so you rescued those. I do want to get to the one very sad moment.
Oh, I didn't post about that one online. So I also relocated a gray rat snake.
That was a positive.
That was fun. I used a tennis racket to hold its head down
so
that it didn't bite me because I didn't take the hook. And then I scooped it up from the back and we put it in a trash can and then covered it with a box from the post office because that was all I had. It's very inventive when we're at camp.
Which is up there, it's a gray rat snake, even though they're like almost black.
It was beautiful. I posted.
We had a conversation with Terry Herring about that this weekend about stupid taxonomy and
about how they want to lump all the rat snakes together,
and how if it's literally like he asked one of the young people, he calls them, if a rat snake swims across the Mississippi, does it become a Western?
Yeah,
and they were like, well, yeah,
that's not true.
It's not true.
Can't be true.
I think I just lost some brain cells from that conversation.
Well, the problem is that there's lumpers and they want to put like you have Western rats and Eastern rats, but it doesn't work because there's several different species of rat snake on the East Coast.
Yeah.
From Florida all the way up. And that's just.
Yeah. Go find me an Everglades rat.
Looks nothing like any other rat.
Yeah. Yeah. So, anyway.
But you found a gray rat, which they're very dark. I found one gray rat before, and that was in Tallahassee, and it was really, really light. They're much lighter the farther south you get.
Once we got it away from all the noise at camp, it was super chill.
Yeah, because they're not Western rats. Those guys are assholes.
Yeah, it was super chill. So that was nice.
Yeah, they're good.
That's fine. I'm fixing to have to go find like a sheet to sit on because my legs are getting sweaty in this leather chair. I'm sure
That's not leather. That is a pleather chair.
I'm sure they want to hear that.
That is straight up from the 1970s. It was not leather.
These headphones are murderous on my ears right now.
I'm comfortable.
Like,
although I think I've sweat all my sweat out today, so I don't have any
Shrek
left
could
right
live in these things right now. It's so swampy.
So then there was this side moment.
So you found another gray rat.
So so one of our office workers called and she was like, "Hey, I need you to go. There's a noodle over by." Because
they don't call them
we
snakes.
We don't call them snakes over the walkie-talkies because we don't want the kids to hear us. They were dongles at the beginning of camp, and I was like, but then if it's venomous, it's a spicy dongle.
That's not good.
So I was like, let's just call them noodles, guys. Just call them noodles.
This is an all-girls camp, right?
It's an all-girls camp.
Yeah, we should probably
watch out for the spicy dongles, guys.
On.
So then they were noodles. In the past, we've called them friends. But they're Katie's friends. They're not other people's friends. They're just my friends. It makes me laugh every time. But anyways, she was like, "Hey, there's a noodle over by the mailroom. Can you go get it?" So I was like, "Sure." And she's like,
"I don't know if noodle is much better."
She's petrified, bless her heart. And I love her to death. She's one of my all-time favorite people. So I walked over there, and as I'm walking up to the mailroom, I'm thinking, this snake's already dead. Like something got a hold of it and it's dead. So I got a broom and I poked it with the end of the broom because I literally thought it was dead. Of course, I have no signal. So I'm trying to call you to figure out what's wrong with it.
You tried to FaceTime me while I was at the show in shirts and it just wouldn't come through. And then you finally sent me a picture and I realized what it was.
Yeah, he comes up to me. I'm coming out of the bathroom and he's like, "Is this snake fungal disease?"
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what it ended up. So it was still alive.
But its face was definitely messed up from snake fungal disease.
I thought that it had been trapped in some type of dirt, sand.
And it stuck all over its face.
Tail was missing. It was coated in this stuff. So I used the broom and I actually swept it into the trash can. And then I Lysoled the broom really well and put it back where it went. And so at that point, I started looking for the camp director's husband because I knew he could take care of it because I did not want to take care of it. Of course, he was down the mountain and 30 minutes away. And so the camp director's son-in-law was like, "We can do this, Katie." And by we, I mean you. I will be your moral, emotional support. And I love him to death. And he's a brilliant doctor. Doesn't have much when it's coming to killing snakes. Which is a good thing. That's cool if you don't have the stomach to kill a snake. So needless to say, we went and we found an opening. I may or may not have almost thrown up everywhere after that's the first snake you've ever had to kill. Completely decapitated it. Yeah. And I looked at him and I was like, "If I throw up, you are not allowed to tell a soul." And he was like, "Nope, you're doing great." He really was an awesome motivational cheerleader while I was having to do all this. And he kept telling me "This is good. This is better for the snake. It's in a bad place." It was, looking back, it's comical for me now.
So you killed the snake.
So we killed the snake.
Which needed to be done. In case anybody doesn't know, snake fungal disease is a very contagious disease that affects snakes. And when you see it, the snake is covered in a fungus. And it's gross looking. I do have photographs of it. I can post it if we want. We can post them later on. We'll post them later on. I didn't post pictures of that one because I didn't have signal, so I didn't want people to be asking me questions and me not be able to get to them. So you killed it, or you humanely, I'll say euthanized to make people feel better. It went really fast and it went really quick. I will say that. I was quick and fast. And then you triple bagged it in trash bags. I did. And then we put it in the trash can that goes to the incinerator because we have a special trash can of things like a special dumpster that gets incinerated. Because the only fire access we had were campfires, and that wasn't. Yeah, you don't really want to cook the snake in a campfire. I mean, yeah. Marshmallows and snakes. Yeah, no, especially not with a fungus. Fungus covered marshmallows. So yeah, that was exciting. There was also a groundhog. I saw 2 groundhogs, and I had a family of chipmunks that lived in the tree outside of my cabin, and a raccoon that liked to come scratch on my windows at night, which kind of creeped me out a little bit. What did it do at night? It scratched. You got to feel emotions. That Facebook user is Lavissa. Oh, it's Lavissa. Oh, Lavissa. I went and helped pick up a snake today. Yes. That came from Lavissa. You have something on your forehead. I have something on my forehead. Like blood. Oh, you scratched your head and you're bleeding. I'll get a paper towel. Yep. Oh, well.
Yeah, picked up a little male corn snake from her
What the hell?
was definitely a hungry guy.
Knocked over my cup. It's okay. Nothing still.
Yes, that little corn snake was
Yeah.
active and ready to eat
Yeah, he was
people.
trying to eat us through the deli cup like a good corn snake. But Lavissa told me yesterday when she was pecking him up that he got a food response bite on her and took her a few minutes to get him to let go. So, hey, I know he's a good eater. That's all that matters. And Logan was excited. They were getting him set up whenever I left. Put him in our
She says she might have a tooth in her finger.
probably so.
Speaking of new snakes, you also got another new snake this weekend. You had several new snakes.
We brought home 6 snakes from the show this weekend.
So our show this weekend was in Slidell, which was a great show. We sold out.
Pretty much.
Yeah, we had 2 racks left. One you needed, so that actually is in your house with snakes in it right now.
And the other one was one I was going to have to build for a pre-order.
Yeah.
For this weekend, so it worked out. We brought home an 8-foot female Doomerals boa
It's a big ass Doomerals
that
boa.
weighs like 45 pounds.
It's a big ass Doomerals
Thank
boa.
you, Katie. We got a hog nose and a male Mexican black king snake from John Grant and Callie Grant. And Logan bought 3 more corn snakes from Russell.
I'm
So-
so nice.
Yeah. The cool thing was I brought home all those snakes and they really cost me a lot because part of it's trades and part of it's Logan paying for his own snakes. And
So exciting when you trade stuff and get cool stuff.
the
I think
Doomerals
so.
bow was a deal with another person.
So Warren Booth said 1,500 miles. It's luxury. He said he did 2,000 miles to go over to Bob Ashley's place.
Chiricahua Desert.
I'm not even trying to pronounce that.
Chiricahua.
What he said, Desert Museum in New Mexico for a few days.
That sounds fun.
That does sound fun.
You know why I know what Chiricahua Mountains are?
What?
Because I love the movie True Grit. And he says it in there a couple of times.
I want to go out west.
Very cool.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, it's fucking hot right now. I don't want to go right now. But when it's not really hot, I really want to go out west.
Yeah, but there's no snakes out when it's not really hot. Because at night it's not really hot out there in the desert.
Hey, you know
True.
what we haven't done yet?
I don't know. A lot of stuff.
We haven't done our sponsors.
Yeah.
Oh, that's your job.
It is my job. We're 17 minutes.
I've got our
in and
sponsors
we haven't
scrolling
done our
across the bottom.
sponsors.
Hey, look. Well, Max lives out west ish. So, yeah. Go ahead, Kate.
You know what? If you want to get a rack out west, you can contact Lone Star Reptile Racks. Like that little segue.
No.
I tried. It was not
It
my
was-
best. It was not my best. Anyways, are you looking for a high quality PVC rack? Look no further than Lone Star Reptile Racks. They offer a variety of sizes for all types of snakes, geckos, rats, and more. You can even order something custom. Shipping is available, or you can plan to pick up at a Herps Reptile show near you. Visit lsreptileracks.com to reach out to Lone Star Reptile Racks and place your order today. And if you are not out west and you are more in the eastern direction, you can go check out Wiregrass.
This is a
Exotics.
geography lesson now.
Hey, leave me alone. Anyways, you can check out Wiregrass Exotics, which is an amazing pet store located in Ozark, Alabama, by our awesome friends, the Ruas.
The Ruas.
And that's all I got because that's as far as I got in my blurb.
Yeah, you see what Warren said?
I didn't work.
Warren said it's the monsoon
Okay.
season, so there's snakes. Yes.
So
But it's about to be school season, and I don't have time off.
the ranch I used to hunt on in Junction, they were out there this weekend posting videos on Instagram, and it is greener than I have ever seen it because it's been raining so much there.
Damn it. I need to go find snakes.
Yeah.
Max is going to Alaska.
When does I think he goes pretty soon?
He's going to go get eaten by a bear like that. Like Grizzly Man.
Well, hopefully not. We like
No,
Max.
I like Max.
Max, don't.
You are not allowed
don't
to
get
be
eaten by a bear.
Mama has spoken.
Victor said that Kendra and Jeff from Puget Sound Pythons, their Doomer boa gave birth while on the episode of Snakes and Stogies.
That's cool.
That's kind of
That is cool. I've got 3 sand boas that I'm waiting to have babies.
If anybody has a line on an adult male Doomeros,
Doomerals.
what did I say?
I have no idea what that word was.
Dumeros, which
They fucking know what I meant. Shoot me a message because we might be looking for one. Well, there's no Mike. We need one. I need one. James
I
needs
need one. Yeah.
So we're gonna find one, and we have another person that needs one. So
Someone asked how the babies were earlier. I'm gonna try and feed the the rainbow babies again. Maybe tonight, probably tomorrow.
so they're not Doomerous pythons.
Doomerous python.
Made about
Do
as
you
much
have-
sense as what I said.
do you have the Herps Reptile shows pulled up on your computer, sir?
I can pull it up.
Pull it
I have
up.
the schedule right here.
There you go.
Oh, see if it's got
So I
So-
know you guys have Oklahoma City this weekend. We just did Slidell, which
Slittle.
was amazing.
It was.
That show is really good.
I worked the gate on Saturday and Sunday, and so Saturday I got to learn the magic formula.
I have a trio.
We get it, John. You went and bought more doom rolls. You saw everybody else's doom rolls. You're like, I've got to have doom rolls. And then you went and spent. Not only did you buy doom rolls, since we're talking about Slidell, John Grant may have bought. I don't want to say the dumbest, but I do want to say the dumbest. The dumbest thing I've seen anybody buy at a reptile show.
Was this the want versus need conversation that we had?
It was something that made his wife extremely happy. So
Well, about two things.
It's
so there's a booth at Slidell that does taxidermy stuff.
Undertaker's Vault.
And he bought, it is a lynx attacking.
They're fighting. He's fighting a badger. Over a little
over a grouse.
Like a grouse.
A little
Is that what the little bird is?
Yes.
Oh, my nephew wanted to know what the bird was, and I did not know.
It's a taxidermy of a lynx fighting a badger over a grouse.
On like a rock ledge that sits.
And it
sits over like a corner, like if you put it over like a shelf and it hangs off the shelf.
And then he bought a white-tailed deer with red eyes and fangs.
That Callie Grant, are you going to read that?
I'm going to pull it up.
So his wife, Callie,
she's my favorite person.
They have 3 children. And Katie is going to go ahead and pull up.
She's a wonderful mother.
3 wonderful little children.
Yeah. 2.5 wonderful little children.
Yeah.
She's been posting a lot on Facebook.
I think she's been able.
Well, the one that scares you, I'm okay with. The other one threw a ball at my head. So
yeah, the one that used to love you hates you.
I don't know what happened.
Pissed her off somehow.
I don't know what happened.
I freaking grade it.
Katie's pulling up the amazing story that she told her kids about this
2 days ago, the deer went home. And she purchased and bought this vampire deer mount. It's been home. Obviously, the girls are a little freaked out by it. And her girls are little, like 4 and 6.
I don't know. One of them, I think, is 20, but she's the size of a 2-year-old.
Yeah. If she was 20, she'd be older than John. What are you talking about?
Oh, my stars. Okay. Anyways, they were a bit freaked out by this deer. So her being the good mother that she is, hung it up anyways, and went on to say that these vampire deer are native near their house, and they like to come out at night and hunt for small children that don't go to bed on time.
Fucking brilliant.
I'm just saying, she's my hero.
Hey, we got to go back to the schedule real quick.
Oh,
we got completely off that.
So we did Slidell. On Saturday we had well over 2,500 people that came through the door.
Oh yeah, it was busy.
So it was great.
Well, you had the one guy that came in and goes, "I want those."
He bought all the 70s.
And then like everybody was like, "Who's Tim?" Tim bought everything.
Oh, Tim
Because he didn't have his son come get them until Sunday afternoon, so they sat there all day Saturday.
They
and
call
all day
me Tim. Anybody out there that gets the reference?
Well, type it up. And then we're off next weekend.
No, this upcoming weekend you're in Oklahoma City.
Yes, but we're off next
weekend after that. And then we have Corpus Christi, Texas the weekend after that.
Which is our anniversary.
And then the weekend after that, we have
Bryan College
Station.
Which we'll be at.
And then we have a week off. And then we have Conroe. And then
which will be at.
There's a Herps week off. I have another show that weekend. And then after that is New Orleans,
which we will not be at,
which will be Rachel's birthday.
No, we are going to that one.
That one we're going to try.
We got to find a way to go to that one
because it's Rachel's birthday.
Then we have a week off, and then October 2nd and 3rd is Beaumont,
which we're going to.
And then a week off, and then we start the fun ones.
Which we're not going to a lot of those because they're
October 16th and 17th, Pueblo, Colorado.
Nope.
October 23rd, 24th, Waco, Texas, which is actually Temple.
Oh, we may be at that one. That's not that far.
Temple's not that far, I don't
October 30th and 31st.
That's Amarillo.
No,
I'm not doing that.
They've got some really awesome plans for Halloween.
But we have school.
But that's too far of a drive.
November 6th and 7th. It's
also the International Quilt Festival, so I have plans that weekend.
Lafayette, Louisiana. And then November 13th and 14th, Herps, Stafford, Texas. So that's 5 shows in 5 weeks. A lot of driving. It's going to be fun. But
Connor, it's your birthday. That's cool, Paul.
Callie Grant said those purchases were absolutely necessary.
Whatever you say.
Lavissa, that was Lavissa that said I want to go to a Herp show, and you completely should make plans to come to a Conroe show at some time.
Yes.
Either fly and come to Conroe or come to Slidell and go have some fun in New Orleans while you're there.
Yeah, either one of those shows.
Slidell and New Orleans would be fun.
Slidell's a better show, in my opinion.
It's better than New Orleans for sure.
You have more to do.
So I want to talk about
areas.
I saw something that
than Conroe.
Yeah, definitely
that's true. I saw something that bothered me on a post Saturday evening. during the Slidell show, I pulled up a Louisiana Reptiles group, and someone asked if they should go to the show on Sunday, what time they should go if they go, and yada, yada, yada. A handful of people responded with basically that everything there was priced too high, and there was stuff that was priced too high. Anyone that's saying that obviously does not know market value.
Yeah.
That is the problem. Because don't get me wrong, I'm sure there are a few animals here or there that are priced high. But like if you're looking at rainbow boas, those have gone up. Dumerals boas, the one thing I'm glad I've seen go up are sulcatas.
Mm-hmm.
Sulcatas have gone up. They should cost more.
Yeah.
A 200-pound tortoise as a baby shouldn't cost $20.
Right. I didn't see what they were going for this weekend, but
I saw some at 300 that were like decent size, like box turtle size, and
good. They should be.
I mean,
So you guys both obviously know because you were there. So my brother lives in Mobile, which is an hour and a half from Slidell, and he and his fiance and his son, who's 5, just turned 5, came over to the show, and they had the best time. It's their first time ever coming to a reptile show. My nephew has been very afraid of snakes. We think we're getting that when he's not with my brother.
He touched the Dumeral's bow like this.
Oh, yeah. That Dumeral's boa was also like twice his size. Let's just be real. But the first thing he did when he walked in is he saw a cinnamon ball python, and he looks at me and he goes, "Ooh, that looks so soft. It's so cute." It was the greatest thing.
I taught him when we went to the venomous snakes.
That's where he learned.
Yeah, he took his 2 fingers and he would like bite you with his 2 fingers.
Yeah.
And then when we looked at the centipedes, he would take the finger on each hand, then pinch the centipede.
That's Ashley Howdy with Focus Cube that said you have to visit the Big Texan, and I've been to the Big Texan, and it's something you should do once. Don't go there because the food's good, because
it's not.
I mean, it's okay, but it's always cool to go watch somebody try to eat that gigantic fucking steak.
Oh, that was the one in Amarillo.
Mm-hmm.
I like that barbecue place we went to in Amarillo.
That barbecue place is legit. I don't remember what it's called, but
I don't either.
Can find it again.
It's the closest I've ever had to my dad's barbecue, and I fucking love my dad's barbecue.
Yeah,
that stuff was amazing.
Yeah, it was.
But so, anyways, go back to the post about high prices being high. When you go to a show, if you're ever wondering, is this price high? Just log on to Morph Market. That's the easiest thing. Log on to Morph Market, see what things are going for.
That's how most of us price our stuff anyway.
Yeah, that's the great thing about this hobby, and Morph Market has really helped that out. Is you tend to get more of a uniform price across the board now and stuff because of that.
You'll occasionally get the random person, especially if it's like their first show. You know, they'll have a bunch of stuff priced really low.
Yeah.
But you know, somebody will usually go talk to them and be like, "Hey,
yeah,
you know, you can sell it for more, and you won't hurt everybody else." So.
Like I said, I think one big thing people is when you see someone say prices at a reptile show are too high, those people are cheap.
It's a good point. Bergoli said it's the price for convenience. Because also when you buy it at a show, you're not paying for shipping.
That's true, but I've always found shows to be cheaper.
Well, you know, I put on my flyer at the show on every price thing, you know, show price, blah, blah, blah. At least once a show, somebody asked me, well, what's the regular price? I said, that is the same price. You just don't have to pay for shipping,
which is murder on stuff
and
nowadays.
For shipping, it is,
and you don't have to wait for it.
Here's the thing, though, but like if you're buying dry goods,
what's the best place?
It's the best place to get dry goods because somebody even said something to me one time. They're like, "Oh, I'll just buy the light bulbs at PetSmart." I'm like, "Okay, here," and I pulled it up on my phone.
PetSmart's
I was like, "You're going to pay $15 more there."
Yeah,
and they were like, "Holy crap! I'll just buy them here."
The best thing for shows, bedding.
Oh yeah,
Reptichip, Aspen. That Aspen that I got from
Don Shores.
Yeah,
I love amazing stuff. It's Excelsior.
Yes,
you know, it's for packing is what it's for.
The problem is it goes everywhere when my snakes freak out, but I still love it. It's great stuff.
LaVista said, and you can actually see and touch the animal and sure it's healthy.
That's true. And like John Grant said, you don't have anything that's dead on arrival.
Yep.
Poor John Grant. So I'm going to bring this up, John. I'm not going to mention any names about the customer, but I'm going to say, I know this happened to you. And so John sold an animal in Conroe, a healthy little baby Samboa. Someone took it home. Conroe was a month and a half ago.
Yeah.
A month and a half ago.
In June.
It's my birthday.
That's true. It was your birthday. So it was a little over a month and a half. Well, it was about a month and a half ago. So a healthy little Samboa. They contacted him today. Not since then. They've not contacted him once since then. They contacted today to tell him that the animal never ate. They don't think it ever drank, and it died. Never once asked for help or anything. And I can say for a fact that Samboas, without eating, can go for a long time. I had babies who never took a meal that survived for 6 months until I said, screw it. They weren't doing well enough. I fed them off to a king snake.
Yeah.
So this thing dying in a month and a half is definitely a keeper error But if you have an animal, if you buy an animal and something's just not right after a couple of weeks, contact the person you got it from.
Right.
Don't just sit there and wait till it dies and then contact them. Because I'm telling you now, no breeder wants you to contact them and go, this died, without ever the breeder having a chance to try and fix it.
Right.
So
because they said it never ate. This is what they told him.
They never ate and they don't think it ever drank.
It's been 6 weeks. You should have said something.
Yeah.
I mean, Sambos don't drink much anyway, but I like what Paul said. Do your research, find 3 to 4 people you trust.
Yeah. Can we just stay in your lane? I want that on a shirt for everybody to wear.
Stay in your lane.
That's how I met Paul. I think that's how I met Paul, was at a show. And he's managed to cultivate some relationships with a couple of very well-known breeders and buy some great animals from them. And that guy Mikey that I met that's been buying all the Rex from me, he's buying from some of the big names.
Yes.
And but he's smart. These guys are learning that you go meet these people, you see their animals, you see their quality, and you buy from them.
I also love that you're not seeing as many $20 reptiles anymore.
Yeah. I even saw normals this weekend. They were going for $100. Normal ball pythons.
Yeah. You don't see a lot of $20. You don't see a lot of really easy impulse buy animals anymore. Now they're still there. Don't get me wrong, but there's not a lot. Not like it used to be. They used to be disposable to people, and that's why they, people would want to go, oh, I spent $20 on this. Now I need to spend less than that on a cage. That makes no sense.
So I just realized I'm pointing. I'm actually pointing at the TV where the chat box is on the screen. So if you're watching the video, that's what I'm pointing at. But like Paul said, though, he says he doesn't mind spending extra money on quality.
Right.
I would rather spend the extra money buying from people I know.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool to save money and it's all well and good for people to give me discounts.
When I was younger, I did that. I tried to save some money.
But now I'm like, no, let me pay you what it's worth.
I'm very much a buying quality person. I'm not I need to get what I can get now and breed it. I'm more of I need to get what I can get now quality wise because it will pay off in the end.
And I want it to look pretty.
John Grant just posted all the taxidermy in our discussion group.
So yeah, go over, check out the Reptile Gumbo podcast discussion group. See the taxidermy, the vampire deer, and the lynx attacking the badger. Speaking of things online, we asked a question yesterday. Has your reptile hobby led you to another hobby, or did another hobby lead you to reptiles? We asked our listeners to explain yes, no, how it happened, what it led them to. And so I want to go over several of those, and then we'll kind of discuss our stuff, how we got to where we are, and things like that.
There's some cool answers on there.
There were.
I would love to say that I had read any of them, but I would completely be
I get an alert on my phone, and so
he does too.
I'm just too busy this week.
This is a very busy week.
4-day turnaround.
Dying
so,
this week.
Well, what I haven't told everybody is that I had someone contact me Monday while we were cutting PVC for this show and bought nearly everything I was taking to the show this weekend for pickup at the show. So I was like, oh, shit. That's great. My show's already made.
But now we have nothing to sell at the show.
But now I don't have anything to sell at the show. So
we spent all day
I got more PVC this morning, and we cut more today to build and load and take for the weekend.
And someone's only working a half day tomorrow because they have a concert to go to.
Yeah. Two somebody's, because the other half of that is my wife, who's also at the shop working.
That's true. So Rachel and I are going to Hella Mega Tour with Green Day, Weezer, and Fall Out Boy.
Yeah. So, but Lucas did call me a little while ago. He's bringing his brother tomorrow. So,
oh, sweet. There we go.
Oh, there you go. You'll have extra hands.
Yeah.
So let's look at some of these answers of, again, the question was, has your reptile hobby led you to another hobby, or did another hobby lead you to reptiles? And explain. Maddie McCann said, keeping reptiles led me to keeping isopods. I went that way too. Isopods and plants. It started as making bioactive enclosures for my frogs. Now they're separate hobbies. I did the same thing. I have isopods now. I don't actually have any bioactive stuff anyway. It's just I have isopods. I enjoy my isopods. Brittany Patchett said she's a tarantula person. She is from I don't want to get Goliath tarantulas.
She's not just a
Goliath arachnids.
She also has a sulcata.
Well, can you wait until I read this?
Okay, go.
It says I'm a tarantula person. She said that. Yeah. Amateurs. Says I'm a tarantula person, although being around the exotic world has opened my eyes up to some beautiful creatures. I am now obsessed with parrotlets, which are little tiny birds, and I honestly never pictured myself a bird owner. I also love tortoises and reticulated pythons. It's kind of all over the board there. But you can see Brittany at pretty much any herp show. She'll have a table covered in tarantulas. Speaking of tarantulas, I got a tarantula this weekend. I got a pink toe from John Grant.
Its name is Filbert.
Its name is Filbert.
It was Tootsie, but Filbert is better.
The reason he got that is because we designed and built an 8x8x16 arboreal acrylic enclosure. And so we decided that would be the test run.
Yes.
Oh, by the way, the magnets came in. They're way smaller than I thought they were. They're like the size of a freaking pinhead.
Are they smaller than the hole you made?
Yes.
Oh, damn.
I think I could fit 2 of them in each one of those holes, which was what might have to happen.
Okay.
Anyway.
So we got Filbert. Before I got on the podcast, I went and checked. I fed Filbert yesterday. Filbert did not eat, or at least I did not see it. Well, I went and checked Filbert before we got on the podcast. Had a cricket in its mouth. He, it, she, don't know what it is yet.
Started webbing yet?
Has not started webbing yet. I'll be very interested to see the web because we built the acrylic box to have a 3-inch lip at the top so that if anybody out there has ever owned an arboreal tarantula, you know they build a web towards the top. And if you don't have that lip and you open the door, you'll rip the web every time you open the door. So we do kind of want to see how this works out with that one. But yes, check out Brittany.
That was 100% from Brittany.
That was Brittany's. We ran into her at the shirt show and I said, hey, this is what we're making. She goes, add more to the lip. And we added more to the lip because
really cool. I really like the design and everything.
I think it looks awesome.
I got 2 of them built. I'm probably building one more tomorrow to take to the show this
I
weekend.
don't know what I was expecting in my mind, but it was cool.
I don't know what you were expecting in your mind either.
I don't either. I was pleasantly surprised.
John Grant said reptiles led them to their storefront, which has allowed us to have other things like the coati, the anteater, and a dead lynx and badger fighting over a bird, which is true. But they do have a coati and an anteater, which is Ava the anteater and Poppy the coati, who spazzes out at reptile shows.
Who I made 2 really cool signs for.
That's true. I saw those. Those are going to be really cool.
Rex has been cussing them the whole time, cutting out all the letters to paint them.
Are they getting them this weekend?
Maybe.
Don't get excited. You may not get them this weekend. Scott Wright said, I'm 44 years old and I've been keeping reptiles since I was old enough to pick them up. So it's difficult to say, but reptiles and herping have definitely had a big influence on his photography hobby. That happens. There's another one in here. Someone else we know that has happened with. Ish said, I kept fish for over 20 years before being led into reptiles. They're convenient compared to fish. Yeah,
that's for sure.
Yeah, you don't have to deal with all that water either. Bill has captions on. Good luck with that. Angel said, the reptile hobby has led me to the hobby of traveling a little more, especially since after COVID. Got into reptiles because of COVID. From 1 to 15, and they're Daytona bound for more. So they're going to Daytona, which I know is coming up because I know Daytona is around our wedding date because we honeymooned in Daytona the week after our
you're
wedding.
The best wife ever. I mean, I got Disney and SeaWorld.
I mean, I got a pretty good one too.
That's
Most
true.
of the time.
No. I'm sure he feels the same way.
Grant Family Exotic. So this must be Callie.
It
this
is.
one. Keeping reptiles and other animals has led me to start collecting the remains or taxidermy animals. See the badger and the lynx above, which was behind our table for a big chunk of the weekend. So I would turn around and just pet the badger, which sounds dirty now that I say it.
Kind of does.
Pet the badger. Anyways, Emily said, not even a hobby led me into reptile keeping, but my love for animals in general did. But I saw a snake at the zoo as a kid and I decided I wanted it. So now I have my own zoo at home. I know that feeling. Wiregrass Exotic says August 21st, 22nd. That's Daytona. So yes, the weekend after our honeymoon or after our anniversary. Lavissa, houseplants. My God, there's so many houseplants. I can't keep plants alive well enough, so more power to you, Lavissa. But I could definitely see.
So I've been getting the itch lately to get some plants, man, because I grew up on a farm. I'm pretty good at that stuff.
Yeah,
I think
they make your house healthier.
Man, it's fucking one more thing to do.
It's one more thing you got to water. Just fill the house with succulents.
There you go.
Just
we had some awesome succulents that the freeze got. Awesome stuff.
I still remember losing all of my cactus because of the freeze.
My cactus gone too.
Ugh, fucking freeze. Max, here's the other one about photography. Reptiles led me into wildlife photography because he's on his way to Alaska soon. I had always filmed myself and told stories on camera, so YouTube came along. Then I wanted to make better videos, and the cameras could also take awesome photos, and it all fell into place. So Max does take amazing photos. There's a great one of is it Logan and
Otis
from the Amarillo show.
Mm-hmm. It's the last time we saw our friend Max.
I was. Hopefully, he doesn't get eaten by that bear. Ashley Howdy says, always drawn to high adrenaline side of hobbies. Was in reptiles in the early 90s. And as I got older and able to drive, got interested into motorsports as well as reptiles. With motorsports, it was dragging knees on sport bikes, drifting, motocross, racing, etc., and parallel to large lizards, venomous and rare, difficult to keep species. Now with the enclosures, we meld both motorsports and reptiles into one fun combo.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, those are very
I
awesome.
love that they went and bought a big power boat and had never driven a boat before.
I didn't know that.
Well, that's what they posted.
I didn't see it.
It's our third time driving the boat, or like wish us luck or something. And I was like, that's awesome.
Ashley, please be careful.
Well, Ashley, she's in high adrenaline, so that's perfect.
That's true. And then our buddy Tracy said her crafting hobby led her into reptiles, and reptiles led her to more exotic pets like her coatimundi, her coati that she has now, which you can also see Tracy at Herb's Reptile shows. If you need a shirt.
Was the first time I ever had a coati climb on me, and it was hers.
It was hers. Hers is still small and doesn't want to bite you.
Well, it bites, but it doesn't.
It's not spazzing like somebody else was, John Grant. Although John doesn't help. He gets back there and he starts playing with it, and it just sounds like the thing's going ape shit.
Right.
But
yeah, but I've seen him walk away bleeding from trying to give her a bath.
That's because John Grant
whatever.
He doesn't care if he gets bit or anything. I can't do that. Who is that?
Scroll up.
Scrolling.
Reggie Raven's question. If that's what all those answers.
So Reggie says, how do you feel about getting an animal if you had the setup and everything ready that you came across in a shop and the seller you're not that keen on because their quality or cleanliness isn't ideal? Would you avoid at all costs or be willing to buy so you can give it a better home? All right. So that touches on a couple things.
It's a hot button issue.
I probably wouldn't, because there's usually some sort of other problem that's going to come along with it, whether it be mites or respiratory infection or some other stuff that you may have to deal with. And look, you may be lucky and none of that stuff happens. But the other side of that is if their business is not a clean business and the animals don't look to take care of well, you buying that animal, and this is why I've said it before, I hate the phrase, I rescued this from a pet store.
Yeah.
If you paid for it, you didn't rescue shit. You bought an animal. And if you buy one, all you're doing is you're clearing cage space and giving capital to buy another animal that's going to go through the same problem.
Is basically exactly what Lavissa's response was.
Yes, Lavissa said, I'm not sure if you're asking the crew or anyone in general. Me personally, I would avoid buying, even though you might be giving them a better home. You're lining the breeder's pockets and making space for them to breed more animals in poor condition. Worth buying from someone you respect and as a keeper and a breeder, which is 100%. I've heard it on other podcasts where other people say you vote with your dollar. So give money to the people that deserve it, the breeders that have done the work, that are putting in the actual time and effort. With that said, there are great pet stores. 2 of them are in the chat. There is Wiregrass Exotics. I promise you, you can trust anything from them. They are amazing people. And there are also the Grant Family Exotics. Amazing people. You can trust anything from them. So John said no money is transferred during a rescue. That is true. So I just that phrase gets me all the time. I did see. So another thing I saw on Facebook this weekend that made me laugh. So a kid, I don't know how the kid was. He's old enough to be in summer school, but a kid posted. His dad let him post a poll in a group, and depending on the answer, would determine whether the kid got the snake. The kid said, option A, he has to finish summer school and pass it with D or whatever it is, and his dad will buy him the snake. But the kid's argument was, if that happens, he has no motivation. I don't know how. Anyways, option B was the dad goes ahead and gets it for him, and if he doesn't pass, the dad will end up selling it later on, which is a whole nother problem. Everyone replied, finish school, and then your dad will buy you a snake. And the dad commented, said he was laughing his butt off because that really backfired on the kid, because the kid really thought that everybody in the snake group was going to say, no, you should definitely get your snake.
And there was a couple of people that were being complete dicks to that kid.
Oh, were they really? I didn't read those.
Well, they got handled.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that whole thread should have just been a lighthearted. And like I said, when the dad commented, I thought it was hilarious. The dad's like, yeah, I'm watching it, and it's funny because it's not going the way the kid thought it would go. But I didn't realize it got out of hand.
Yeah, a couple people being dicks. You can't help it on the internet.
What a bunch of
I had that last Friday night. Long story. This jerk off that bought a rack from me a year ago, and the top tub was a little tight. I think that's what the problem was. So he brought it back. I thought I fixed it. Apparently I didn't. He ended up fixing it himself, has since contacted me numerous times, being super nice and asking me how things are going. Well, last Friday night, he was being a dumbass on Facebook. And I laugh reacted at one of his stupid comments. And next thing you know, he was posting things about my business and then called me a jackass. Which you can talk shit about the business all you want, but if you call me a jackass,
That's not cool.
we're probably going to talk about it next time we see each other.
I say that's not cool.
Yeah. So that's all I'll say about that.
Yes. What a dick.
He's a dumbass that most people laugh at whenever he posts shit anyway. So not too worried about it. But
See, Paul says he got 2 free animals from PetSmart they wouldn't eat. That's a rescue.
yeah,
That was a rescue. You did not pay for them. That is a rescue. Reggie said this was a very uncommon animal that isn't around, that wouldn't be found elsewhere. Also, it was handed in by someone that couldn't take care of them anymore. So the shop only wanted a small donation, so no larger going. It's a tricky thing. You got to do what you feel is best.
I was at a pet store, the one that you went to with me a couple weeks ago. One time, a couple years ago, and there was a really nice big beard, like a German giant bearded dragon, huge. And I was interested in him. He was a male. And one of the employees is telling me, yeah, we got here this morning and it was in a box on the front porch. So I went and talked to the person that runs it, and I was like, hey, I'd be willing to, take it off your hands. She was like, oh yeah, $150. No, thanks. Not paying you $150 for something that got dropped on your front porch this morning.
Sorry, I'm trying to have a conversation. So as far as hobbies, I got into reptiles. I can't afford any other hobbies because of reptiles. I did get into isopods. I've got them. I kind of lumped that together. My only other hobby is really fishing, but that's not related. I was 2 totally different things. Robert, your reptiles turned into a job for you, not so much a hobby. It's a job. So I mean, that's, I don't know, kind of count. I don't know, really counts.
What do you mean?
Because now you make racks because you got into reptiles. So I don't really count as getting into a hobby as much as you got into a job.
Yeah.
You started like a full-on career.
Mm-hmm.
And then my hobby, I married into the hobby. And so now I am seeing.
That's true. Chrissy says the podcast has grown. That's
right.
True. This is a weekly thing that we do. Yeah, that is true. That has grown from the hobby.
I mean, I married into it. And because I married into it, I got a job at the zoo. I worked in the education department at the zoo. Now that I'm no longer at the zoo, I have reptiles in my classroom.
Yeah.
And so reptiles are kind of bleeding into everything else that I do. It shows up in my education in my classrooms because I'll find books about the animals that we can read about and learn about. Those are some of my favorite badges to earn with Girl Scouts, the different pets badges and the wildlife badges and things like that.
So,
and yeah.
Callie Grant just posted, if you love what you do, you work super hard all the time with no separation or any boundaries and also take everything extremely personal. I posted I shared that on Facebook a couple days ago because, it's the most difficult thing I've ever done in my life. And that includes 12 years of police work.
Yeah.
But it's the most rewarding thing I've ever done in my life.
Yeah, it's a lot. I mean, I see you every day. So, I mean, it's definitely.
Yeah. James got to see me lose my cool a couple times lately. Which doesn't happen often, but
that's why, like, when people come up, and I'm guilty of this. The old school way of going to a reptile show was, you would haggle, right? You go to a reptile show to kind of haggle, and y'all work out prices. But there's certain things you can haggle on. You can kind of haggle on some animals, and so you can kind of feel out if the breeder's that kind of person. But dry goods, there's no real haggling. It's like going to Walmart. You're not going to haggle at Walmart. You're going to pay whatever the hell the price is at Walmart. And so when you go to someone doing dry goods, whether it's cages, bedding, whatever it is, that's the price. They've got to make a living.
When people come up to me, well, what's the best you can do on this? I'm like, what's the sign say? $350. $350. That's the best I can do. If you're buying 5 or 6 racks like that guy this weekend, I'll give you enough of a discount that it makes up for my processing fees that my credit card company is going to charge me. But I don't really have a reason to give you a discount on a rack because somebody else is just going to buy it.
Well, and not only that, if they're buying it at the show, you're not having to ship it anywhere.
Right.
So they're already, in my opinion, they're already getting it at a discount because they're not having to pay for shipping or an assembly fee, because when they get it from you at a show, it's already assembled.
I'll give a pro tip. If you come up to me on Sunday at like 3:15 and there's a couple racks left, I might make a deal.
So you don't have to bring it home?
So I don't have to load them back up. That have been known to do that. It's not going to be like half off or 25% off, but he might get, a little bit off.
Every little bit helps.
Yeah, and if you come up and you buy 8 racks, we'll probably cut you a deal.
Yeah, but I only knocked $100 off.
Yeah.
Off of 8 racks. It was 3,200. I did 31. And he was like, done.
I mean, because again, I've seen what you have to go through the process of having to get the materials and having to deal with that, and you got employees deal, you got rent at a different place. It's a lot.
Yeah, I know, Paul, for sure.
So I don't want to like cut you off if you're, are you done with that thread?
Go
Can
ahead.
I move on to something else?
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't know how I ended up getting these emails, but I get an email about once a week from Reptiles Magazine, and it's got some really cool articles.
Was it the one from today?
Yeah. I have no idea how I started getting these, but I get them.
You must have logged up with your email at some point.
It may have come because I get that subscription free every year for Christmas.
That's true.
Which I need to have transferred to Texas. Anyways, so there were a couple of really cool articles out there, and I'll share these posts on our discussion board page. But there's an article that talks about crested geckos and their sticky tail pads that actually can support 5 times their body mass.
Their tail can?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Which is like, I didn't notice that.
If that's that's only if they still have a tail.
This is true. If they have a frog butt, they're out of luck. There was a really cool surgery that was performed on a little tiny tree frog where an Australian vet was able to sew up a hole.
What hole?
There was
was it a new hole or a previous hole?
It was a new hole.
Oh, okay. Maybe it had a sex change.
So people that know me know that I'm mildly obsessed with red-eyed crocodile skinks.
Yes.
There's a super cool article about their care and their information. So that was fun for me to read. Anyways, one day, James.
But also, I think in there was a old Steve Irwin interview.
There is. That was actually the last one that I was going to talk about. The one I got into. It was a herp expert, obviously Steve Irwin, and it was an interview from back in 1998. Jeff Lim had caught up with him at the Australian Zoo. Like, this was before his show made it to the United States. So this was before he became like really well known. So I read through the article, and it's just like the most wholehearted, fun article. Something that I didn't know was that one of the reasons that the zoo has so many mammals is because of his wife.
Yep.
When his wife came on, she was like, we're getting some fuzzy stuff. And that's how they ended up getting a lot of the mammals, because his parents retired and he came on. And so it was a really cool article. And it's basically just a transcript of their interview with each other. So that was really fun.
So I was trying to find, I added, here it is. So we were watching the Olympics last night. There was an Australian swimmer.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And I look up, and the Australian swimmer is holding an olive python, like a big olive python. It's Kyle Chalmers. You can find him at KC_critters on Instagram, but it's Kyle Chalmers Critters. He's a Australian swimmer who also is into reptiles, which is really cool. But there's also an American pole vaulter who is into reptiles as well. She is into reptiles as well, which is kind of neat. Just things I saw on the Olympics. It's
funny because they talk about that kind of stuff too, like their hobbies and what they're into, and like the real world when they're not doing Olympic stuff. And when you look up and you're like, oh, that swimmer's holding a giant python. Like, it's kind of cool. So, but they actually showed like images of his house and like his setup in his reptile room, and it was really cool looking. Yeah, the announcer was like, yeah, that's not for me. And he was very weirded out by all of the reptiles, but that's normal.
Yes,
we're all used to it.
But he's Australian, so he only has Australian stuff because that's all he can have.
Yeah,
because they're amazed.
They got cool stuff though.
They do, but I think it's hilarious. They're amazed by like corn snakes,
right,
and ball pythons.
Well, Rob Christian told us, I just want to catch a broadband water snake. They're everywhere down here.
But we've seen several of them
up in New England. Not so much.
That is true.
They just apparently have, loose Cape Coral cobras, and Let's not talk about that
Let's not
anymore
about
because that whole thing has died on the internet. So that's good.
But well, that's kind of like if I lived in Washington or anywhere, they have the rubber boas, and I don't have them here, and I love rubber boas, but I think people up there probably love them too. So but I know some places over there you can't own them, which would suck.
Yeah, I think everywhere they're native, you can't have them.
I think some you can have them, but you can't breed them.
So like us with Texas indigos and timber rattlesnakes.
You can't breed Texas indigos?
Nope, not in Texas. I don't. From what I understand, especially I think maybe if it's just a wild caught.
Maybe because I can breed Louisiana pines, but there's like a permit system I have to go through to be able to sell them. I can breed them all I want. I can have 5 million in my house if I wanted. But there's a permit system, so there is that.
Jeez, sorry everybody, I'm young.
Also,
crazy.
I wanted to mention our giveaway for this month is for July and August. But our giveaway this month are sponsored by the Grant Family Exotics from John and Callie Grant. They are giving away 12-inch hemostats, 12-inch feeding tongs, large cage hook, and a field hook, all from Best Exotics. Our buddy Nine Finger Sean from Best Exotics.
I have every one of those things from Best Exotics.
But you get all 4 of those. All you have to do is log into Facebook or Instagram and share a picture of you with your reptile and tag it, hashtag the Reptile Gumbo podcast.
Has anybody done it yet?
There have been several.
Okay.
I just had one pulled up. Oh, Nathan posted an older one with a berm. There's been some other ones. I've got them saved to the side and do that. But go on there, post a picture, hashtag the Reptile Gumbo podcast, and you'll be entered for the giveaway for those awesome things. And then we have some pretty good sponsors coming up. I've got a sponsor lined up for September, which will be great. I've got one lined up for October who's going to do some awesome stuff. So looking forward to that. Well, John, so you can now, as of like 6 months ago, I assume that
has to do with whatever you were talking about breeding.
Indigo, maybe?
I wasn't really listening to you because I was pulling up the next article I wanted to talk about.
What's the next article you want to talk
about? So Travis Wyman posted in the Reptile Gumbo podcast discussion group on Facebook an article about jumping spiders and how jumping spiders can distinguish the living from the non-living.
Yes.
And it talks about the experiment that the scientists did and how they used dots, and they made this like cool little treadmill for them. And they're actually going to be trying this for other species as well. But it was pretty cool. I thought that was neat. I like jumping spiders. One
thing I saw posted this week, I actually saw this in a couple of groups, but Victor posted it over in our discussion group. But it was like a little puzzle thing with food, quail and mice hidden in it, and then an indigo. Speaking of indigos, an indigo working the puzzle, figuring out how to open up little doors to find the mice.
Scarlet Nightshade. She's the one who did that with her indigo.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. That was awesome.
It was really awesome watching it learn how to open the little doors and find the food. And my comment was, I'd like to see a ball python try
it. She tried it with her false water cobra, I think, or her Crebo. I can't remember. And it didn't work out very well.
See, I'd imagine they'd done it too, because they seem like they're on a higher thinking, like, I mean, they're an active predator, unlike ball pythons. I think a hognose would just try to eat the whole puzzle.
Probably.
I don't think it would try to open it. I just think it would start trying to swallow the puzzle.
So our listener, Nathan, has been posting all kinds of cool stuff. No, just kidding.
Oh,
Ryan Goslow was posting pictures from a previous
Nathan did post
trip.
good stuff, though.
Nathan has also posted. Nathan recently visited the Wiregrass Exotics store.
That's right.
So he visited that. They have some awesome reviews on their Facebook page, by the way.
Good.
I was Facebook stalking them and was reading their reviews, and they're all fabulous, which I had no doubt they would be. So
again, that is in Ozark, Alabama.
That is
Southeast Alabama.
That was really cool.
I liked Reggie's was in the chat earlier. Reggie posted a picture of a great cage setup. You see the cage that he posted that had the big rock background, big wooden cage? Reggie.
Oh yeah.
I think I had like a little window there. It was an amazing cage. I'm kind of jealous because I don't really have big cage setups.
Okay, I found the other article that Nathan posted.
Oh, was it the frogs?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just pulled it. That was a good one.
I think Robert, you saw where he posted it, and then you were telling us about it at dinner the other night or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool.
You want to share with the class here? Or?
Well, I didn't know if Robert wanted to talk. I know Robert's tired.
No, you got it. I'd have to go find it.
Oh, so in Turkey, there is a water buffalo that hosts marsh frogs And so the frogs eat the flies that land on the buffalo. And they have found as many as 27 frogs on these water buffaloes.
Yeah, I dare someone to go herping right there. Go grab you a frog off that water buffalo.
So the flies, while they chew on the buffalo, will also eat nectar and act as pollinators. And the frogs eat the weaker flies, allowing the fly population to grow stronger and healthier. And the flies use the nutrients. The frogs use the nutrients from the flies to grow and reproduce. Obviously, because of their unusual location, the frogs are protected from many predators. And then the buffaloes are more relaxed because they're not getting chewed on by
That seems
flies.
like something some drunk herpers would do. Just bet each other to go, how many frogs can you grab off that water buffalo?
Before it kills you.
Before you die. Reggie said he added a water feature to that cage. He's going to add a picture of that to the group chat.
Cool.
I find big. I would love to be able to have the space to do big, elaborate cages for some of my animals. I think it would be great. Speaking of snakes, we talking about snakes eating things earlier. There's also, Travis posted a picture. It was an X-ray of a rat snake that had swallowed the entire rat trap. I assume with the rat attached to it at some point. But it's swallowing. There's a picture of a whole like wooden like snap rat trap inside of a rat snake. He also posted. James Bergoli posted a new species found, which is a really cool looking. Like it almost looks like a pied sunbeam type thing. It was described by Mark O'Shea and others. So that's really cool. Go check that out. It's white with speckling. Trying to see what else there was. Oh, I think that is it on our Facebook page. I know everybody's tired. I'm hungry.
Yeah.
I'm not hungry. It's just warm.
So I was going to do calls from our listeners, but I think we'll try that next week.
Sounds like a plan.
So next week,
our air conditioner will hopefully be working.
And I will put up our number, and you can call us. We'll have you can call in. We'll have our questions for the week, and you can call in and give us your 2 cents on it, kind of in person ish over the phone. You can be a listener and a caller. Be fancy. Long time listener, first time caller. I swear, I'm hanging up on the first person. First person that says that, I'm hanging up on you. No, you have to do it. Then there'll have to be a second time caller.
Oh, it makes me laugh every time.
Oh,
it's kind of like the meme that Travis posted.
Which one?
About the woman drinking herbal tea and the snake. So she asked the snake what she was drinking, and the snake said, "I'm drinking gerbil tea," and there's a little gerbil in the teacup.
Fucking A. Anyways, I'm trying. I think that's
me laugh.
That was all really. Did you see the stupid? We didn't do the stupid people of the.
Can a ball python eat a goldfish?
I have one. I have a good one.
Can a ball python eat a goldfish?
I don't think it will, but
there was a big controversy in one of the ball python groups about live feeding videos. And there's like this whole subset of people who want to post live feeding videos and then argue when you try to tell them, hey, look, here's the article from US ARC asking you not to do that. Here's why. And it's always people that are new to the hobby within the last year. It's always this certain age group generally that wants to post these live feeding videos. And, it's part of the cycle of nature and they got to eat. And I guess, of course, if you tell them that, then it's the next thing you know, well, you must be a liberal or a vegan because that's the day we live in right now. So
here's a question I wanted to ask because of something like that. And I think I saw it somewhere else. I think it was I know it was JT sent us something about someone asking if something eat reptilinks because they're not okay with it eating mice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, never mind.
So here's my question, I guess, to the listeners and to y'all. Should someone buy an animal if they're not okay with all of the things about that animal?
Absolutely not.
Okay, well, that was easy.
I mean,
if you want something that'll eat prepackaged food, go get a dog.
And that's what also pisses me off because a lot of people will feed their dog vegetarian food. I'm like, it's a fucking canine.
Yeah, Joe Rogan has a whole bit about vegan cats. And there was an Instagram influencer a couple years ago who had a fennec fox. And she is a big vegan activist. So she was feeding her fennec fox a vegan diet. And the poor thing just wasted away until it died. Because that's an obligate carnivore.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what they eat. So
we got two no's. Yeah, definitely. if you're not okay with an animal, I get not being okay with the. I say I get it. I can understand someone not being okay with the idea of the animal dying and all that. I get that. But if you like a snake, you've got to understand you're buying a carnivore. You're buying a predator who kills things.
The least enjoyable part of having reptiles is feeding them.
Yeah, I feed all frozen because I've fed live, and it's one, I worry about things biting my snakes because that happens, and then two, you've got to deal with like the screaming sometimes. It's just it's not pleasant.
Reptilings have their place.
I get reptiles.
They work really well to get hognose start eating, but that might be all they ever eat. So not a chance I'm willing to take.
And I get feeding it, but my problem is if you're feeding reptiles simply because you're not okay with the fact that your snake eats rodents, then the snake is not an animal for you.
Right.
Go get a Eurymastix. It's a vegetarian.
Because even like some like the boas, I don't feed them frozen, but I feed them pre-killed. So I have to put it, I take the rats and put them in my euthanasia chamber and turn the gas on, but I don't stand there and watch the rat die. I turn it on, make sure the flow's right, and then walk away. Yeah. And come back in 5 minutes and the rat just looks like it went to sleep.
But I've heard,
and I'm a hunter. I've been a hunter my whole life. Grew up on a farm, butchering rabbits, chickens, pigs, turkeys, everything.
But you're not a psychopath,
right?
So you still have a soul.
I never enjoyed. I enjoyed the getting meat for my family part. Yeah, I don't enjoy the killing.
See, and I grew up. My dad was a very avid hunter. Granted, there were at any given point 5 to 6 of us in the house, kids. So he would hunt to feed the family. But
it's a matter of enjoing hunting, not enjoying killing. Right. There's a difference.
Yeah, I agree.
If I go fish, and on the rare occasion I keep fish, because I don't eat fish. Katie,
he brings them home to me.
I don't enjoy the fact that I took a fish out of the water and it's going to die, but I enjoy the fact that I caught something and then it's going to become food. Like someone's going to eat it.
I used to catch my fish and throw them straight in the cooler in ice water. Then I read a study about how the fish can feel pain and that's a slow death, and it's easier just to take a knife and go right in the brain and they're dead instantly. Yeah. So I do that with every fish we bring in the boat now that we're going to keep, just because I think about it. What if that was me? Yeah. So I saw that the post from him and the person's issue, and I've heard other people say they feed reptiles because they're not okay with Chris Eaton. Chris Eaton just hates anything outside. But they're not okay with their snake eating whatever. And at any point, if you're not okay with what your animal does naturally, there's an issue. And so, like you said, the feeding videos, there's no place. We all know snakes eat. And that argument of, oh, you're not okay, it's natural, they do that. We all know that. There's no fucking reason to show it. You're not showing us anything that we're not seeing in our own houses when we feed our snakes. Right. And at that point, you're literally doing it for attention. There's no other person posting a feeding video out there, and you can't convince me anything otherwise that you're posting a video. It is definitely 100% for attention. Yeah. What?
Are we ready to move on to something funny?
You know what you never see? You never see somebody with a large, very well-kept collection
of
posting snakes. Posting live feeding videos.
Yeah, it's someone with a glass tank with their one Burmese python that was shit in the corner. Right. And they're laughing as it strangles a rat.
Or the girl the other day that was trying to sell the emaciated bearded dragon and the boa with the shit instead of water in its water dish.
Ugh, that picture was horrible.
And getting mad at people for telling her, hey, that's
she's lucky she didn't get reported.
I'm sure she did, but the problem is there's no animal control out there that gives a shit about reptiles. Yeah. They're not falling under. They usually don't fall under any animal.
It would have to end up being someone with a house full of venomous shit, and then the cops show up like that. It would have to be that, or wildlife fish. It would have to be that. Right. Well, this. I mean, I'll show my egg eating. Okay, right. Egg eaters eating is completely different. That is not something that people are used to. Right. And it's a very interesting process.
Going to clear the scaleless vegan ball python. That's Darren.
What was it that Travis
was? It was an egg eater.
It was an egg eater.
No, he was feeding his kookaries.
Yeah, it was the egg yolk though. Like he took the top of the egg off, and it was like drinking the liquid.
Yeah, the kookarie will go and drink.
That was cool.
But kookaries are fucking weird. They'll go and they'll slice open stuff and eat it from the inside.
Yeah,
that's a fucking weird snake.
That's kind of cool.
So
okay, sorry.
But yeah, no, I get the egg eater. That's not for attention. I don't think. I think that's more of a educational.
The egg eater's a great one to get if you don't want to have to feed.
That's true.
Mammals, and Clint did a video on that a couple years ago.
Or you get a garter snake. You feed it fish.
Right. Which Tracy got some awesome little blue sides this weekend.
Red sides.
Red sides. I thought they were blue.
I thought they were red sides. I think they
I
were
never
Oregon.
saw
I'm
them.
sure she'll collect.
They were Oregon
So
red
she's in the
sides.
chat. I saw her earlier.
Pretty
Yeah.
sure they were Oregon red
Oh, she was.
side garter snakes.
Because she just mentioned to me, she was telling me that she wanted to get some more species. And I said, well, this kid Dylan, that so there's this young man.
It's 15.
He's 15.
He's so cool.
He has bought a 6-tub 70 from me at every Slidell and every New Orleans show so far. And he texted me about 3 days before the show and asked me if I was going to be at the show. And I said, yeah. So I want to get a rack. I said, okay. So, hey, I have a question. I got a spot at the show and I'm going to vend, but my mom won't let me vend it unless you will be able to keep an eye on me. I said, well, of course, man. Well, he was on the back wall with some other people. It worked out really well. But he had some of those garter snakes. So Tracy was telling me she wanted garter snakes. So I said, well, come on. Took her back there to Dylan, and I think she bought quite a few of them from
She
him.
bought 6.
He and I had a conversation on Sunday, I think it was, and he's such a cool kid.
Oh yeah.
Like because I'm thinking, oh, cool, it's another vendor's kid. Oh,
No.
like,
He's the vendor.
He's the vendor.
Yeah.
Like it was.
He knew his
great.
shit.
Yeah, he's trying to get a table for New Orleans. Lori's got him on the waiting list, but he's like third on the waiting list, so I'm sure he's going to get in.
Yeah. He could come set up with us if that.
Yeah, he was just so cool though.
And then Blake Wilson was over there looking at the rest of them that he had.
Yeah.
It was looking at getting them.
John Grant says, fuck Blake Wilson.
That's true.
He actually posted it on Facebook.
That's true. Blake
Oh.
Blake Wilson,
and he had everyone's sex right. That's awesome.
nice. Blake Wilson bought a black throated monitor that John Grant wanted.
A huge.
Oh, that was the big want versus need. He was like, I think I need this. I'm like, do you?
I know, JT. And
Do
that took a lot of
you?
convincing within himself to go, I
He
should buy
was
this.
emotionally deflated
He was.
after Blake bought that out.
Which is really funny because normally it's Callie that's like, we're going to get this. And
But then he
she's
ended up
pumped.
getting the Fly River Turtle
Yeah. From
and
Blake.
a small baby black throat
Right. From Blake.
from Blake.
Oh, you can watch it grow.
And then he got the mounted deer and the lynx and all that stuff. So
That
I mean,
black, when Bart took that freaking black throat out the first time, I was like, holy shit.
I walked by, it huffed and puffed, slapped its tail, and then it stared at me in the eyes. And I was like, fuck
Well,
this, I'm gone.
Bart put it back in its tub while they were unloading, and I looked over and he only latched to one side. And I was like, and
Yeah.
we were standing there. I was like, hey, walk around there and latch the
I
other
went
side
and
of that real
latched
quick.
Well, when we were before the show opened, he was like, come look at what I might get. And I was like, okay, cool. And I'm thinking some like cute little lizard. And I'm like, holy shit.
Oh, it's a fucking
that looks
dinosaur.
huge.
Yeah. That thing
I
was
like,
every bit
are
of
you
6 feet long.
serious?
It was a fucking dinosaur.
I was not expecting something that large. It was.
Well, like I said, it looks you in the eyes, and like they move, like it's looking. It's not just like a ball python which blankly stares at a fucking wall.
Yeah.
Like that monitor
Cool.
was like, hey, if you reach in here,
I'm
probably gonna
take
lose
your
your hand.
off.
Yeah. Yeah, but he was super cool. I saw Bart holding him. T-Mike
Yeah,
was
he was
holding him. And yeah.
he just was not happy being in the tub.
So I'm going to segue into other animals that have lost things. And I want
What?
you to pull up the discussion board and I want you to pull up the post that I just made because I love going to the beach. However, apparently something was found on the beach in Gulf Shores, Orange Beach. It washed up. They don't know what it is. All help would be appreciated. It looks and feels like a tongue.
What the?
And these
Hold on.
women have picked it up and it
What?
looks like an elephant trunk. But everyone is saying that it is possibly a penis from an animal in the ocean.
Oh, that's definitely a whale
It's got
penis.
a shark bite out of it.
Yo.
That lady's rubbing it on her face.
That is a whale penis.
I'm
Probably the first penis she's had on her face.
Holy crap.
That's 100%.
Why would you pick
A whale
it
dick.
up if
But why
you
wouldn't
don't
you
know
pick it up is the other
Because you
question.
don't know what it is.
What's dead? It's not going to bite you
All right, hold on. I'm gonna
or get you pregnant.
Don't touch
I
it.
mean,
I'm gonna share this
I was
picture.
like, you need to share it so that the people in the chat can see. Chris Eaton, I'm mainly looking out for you, man.
All right, hold on. Wait for
Big,
it.
like whole.
That's a whale penis, and that chick looks like she's about to suck it.
actually, I think it's next to her face.
It's not on her face. You can see her smiling. She's
You can
laughing.
Google whale penises,
Oh,
and it's going to
the
look like that.
comments Are gold. The comments, like everyone in the comments, are like, "Oh, that's a whale penis," and
Oh, fuck,
pictures
that is
and
100% a whale penis.
gotta love Alabama.
Someone said mermaid tail.
Alabama did not disappoint.
Not sure, but the lady on the left looked really excited.
Oh man. Wait, that's you and your girlfriend Chris wanting to eat a whale penis? Is that what it is? Because I know how much you like exotic foods.
Oh my god.
That's what they make McDonald's chicken nuggets out of.
I'm not gonna lie.
That's what I had for dinner Sunday after we left the show.
That's so gross.
I'm not gonna lie. I would not have
We
fucking
had
picked it up.
Mickey's.
I'm not picking up a whale penis.
I'm not touching it.
I don't. Actually, even if I didn't know it was a whale penis, I'm not picking up this random fleshy thing laying on.
Somebody just posted a GIF that says Richard.
It's a GIF.
Whatever. I don't give a fuck what you think. Look, there is a whale penis coming out of the water.
Yeah.
And that is a whale penis.
That's what
100%.
100%.
That is a whale penis that a
like
shark was like,
touched
"Hey,
it.
look at that whale penis." Oh,
Yep, it's no longer pink.
They touched it. Anyways, I wanted to end on a funny note.
oh shit!
Ba-dum-bum.
Fucking whale penis.
I took a nap. Now I'm feeling like super happy and perky and
Just
I'm
if you're on a
excited
beach,
I'm back.
if you're on a beach and you see random things, don't just pick them up. Don't pick it up. Don't do it.
Somebody
you
said,
don't
I
know
wonder,
what it
can
is,
you
don't
make it a
touch it.
necklace like a shark tooth? Yeah, but I gave Callie Grant a raccoon penis.
Well, it's true. People do make the
I'm
necklaces
so
out of.
sorry.
Was it,
No,
is it
I
raccoon?
need to know this story.
Is it raccoon or squirrel penises they make necklaces out of?
Raccoons.
Yeah,
You
so
gave her a raccoon penis.
It's called a baculum. Yeah.
it's got a bone in it.
They actually have a bone in them that goes out and points down like this.
It's an actual boner.
Like, yeah. Anytime I, get a male
I need to
raccoon.
Google this.
That's a necklace. You can find them like gold plated.
So a lot of
I need to
whales have
Google
them.
this.
Narwhals have them, and people
Yeah.
make them into canes.
Yeah, that's fucking weird.
Yeah. Pigs have them, but they're curly. In case you didn't get the visual.
The visual.
So strange.
This has turned into penis talk.
Yep. Raccoon whistles. Yep.
Raccoon
That's
whistles.
they call them Texas toothpicks because you sharpen one end, use it as a toothpick. Moonshiners would use them in their still because it goes like this. They would put it in the still where the liquor comes out so that it didn't shoot out, so it would go straight down into the jug.
I'm learning all kinds of cool stuff today.
Oh,
Good old
God.
coon peckers.
All right then.
Who was like,
Yep.
we should definitely cut out these raccoon penises and use them.
Yep.
I guarantee you it was
It gross-
somebody. It was somebody that like killed it to eat, and then as they were taking it apart to get to the meat
While
this
drinking.
is
So the
how
first
it was
time
found.
I had like 2 hunters that were, city folks that were paid to hunt with us, and
Chris.
we caught a
Chris
raccoon
Eaton.
in a trap, and
Wait for
we
September.
would trap raccoons at the ranch I used to work on because they were a nuisance. There was thousands of them. So anyway, I was like, oh, it's a male. I'm going to get the pecker out of it. And they were like, what? So I went and put gloves on. But you have to it's in a sheath, so you have to push it out. And then there's a joint at the bottom. You just cut it off. Boop. And the one guy was like all woozy and shit.
Apparently, humans are the only mammals without a baculum. That can't be.
That sounds about right. There's a lot of them.
I mean, I guess I would imagine chimpanzees don't have them, right? That's a close relative. I can't imagine that's the 1% difference. There is bone in your penis.
Oh my goodness.
Many primates, rodents. Yeah. Many primates, rodents, bats, carnivores, and some insectivores have baculums.
So some insectivores. So that means there's other insectivores that don't. So not all mammals have them.
Gorillas have them. It exists for exactly what you think it exists for because they can't get Viagra.
Gotta get it hard.
Yep.
Get it in there. So do elephants have them? Because that 100% will explain how an elephant.
That scared me so much that day at the zoo.
That 100%
So
explains how.
primates have them other than lorises,
And
humans,
giraffes.
spider monkeys, or woolly monkeys.
Okay,
Rodentia have them, though not related to the order. Rabbits and hares do not have them.
that's lagomorphs. Yeah. Okay.
Yep, lagomorph. Insectivores
Okay,
included shrews and
I can
hedgehog
disagree. If I own a horse, I'm not cleaning shit
Oh,
down
you
there.
100% have to.
Then I'd own a female. There ain't no fucking way I'm grabbing that giant horse dick and cleaning it.
Other carnivora, including well-known families such as ursids, so bears, dogs, pinnipeds, which are walrus, seals, sea lions,
We saw giraffes mating at a zoo one time, and it was terrifying.
mustelids, otters, weasels, skunks, and others. Some of the baculum are so small that they're basically like vestigial. They don't really work anymore, but they're still there. So
The old vestigial baculum. I'm
in
trying.
absence, it is absent in humans, ungulates, elephants, monotremes, which are platypus and echidna.
Yeah.
Marsupials, lagomorphs, hyenas, binturongs, sirenians.
Here, yeah, I
and
saw this.
cetaceans.
So it says, but we aren't the only mammal not to have one. Whales, horses, rhinos, rabbits, elephants, marsupials, and hyenas all go without baculums.
But the narwhal has them.
The narwhal has one.
Yeah. No, it's not the narwhal. The narwhal has the damn thing.
Yeah.
It's walruses that have the huge one that people make into things. Yeah, that's what it is.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
talking about penises.
Lemons, you're hearing about penises.
This is actually the first time that it's been brought up, and it 100% was my fault because of what they found on the beach in Gulf Shores,
Which was a whale penis.
which they touched. They should not have touched.
The bone is present, although much reduced among the great apes. So the great apes have small baculums.
This is
Well, see, I thought maybe elephants do, but elephants don't have one. So that means that's just pure blood that gets that 4-foot penis.
holy crap.
I've said it before. If you can ever, it's gonna sound gross, but if you can ever watch an elephant mate, the most impressive thing
Giraffes.
is to watch a 4-foot penis go from flaccid to hard in about 2 seconds.
And
and
I don't know how they physically can get their
I'd
body
pass out.
up
That much-
off the ground.
That much blood going there would make me pass out. I don't know how they do it.
Walrus baculums usually are around 22 inches long.
That's a lot of baculum.
It's almost 2 feet.
Is it like Scott Baculum?
Oh, yep. I started this. I will take full.
Is it legal to hire a prostitute to clean a horse sheath? If it's not a human penis, does it count?
That's Darren
as
Watson,
prostitution?
by the way, saying that.
That's a good question,
So
Darren.
funny.
It's a very good question.
I don't know
But you
anybody that
know-
we could ask, but we do know someone.
Or what?
Katie, did you notice your nice long cord
I
on your
know,
headphones
so
tonight?
fabulous.
Yeah, y'all aren't like
We're
Like
not.
ripping everything around. Oh,
leashed to the board.
you know, growing up the way I grew up,
we
cleaning
know
a horse
someone-
sheath was just something you just had to do.
No, that's a tongle. We know
Good
someone
callback,
who is
Victor.
friends with people in New Orleans.
That's true. We could
that
ask
helped-
Sean.
That helped promote
We
an
could
event
ask-
for us.
We could ask Sean Gray if he could ask the
Ask his
prostitutes if they
friends.
clean horse sheets.
Oh, that's so strange.
Met a prostitute in front of our hotel when we got there this weekend. We pull up to the hotel in
What?
Slidell, and there's 2 cop cars in the front. We're like, oh, awesome. Well, they were evicting this woman of the
Is
night.
that the woman with the dogs?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
I've never hated my penis enough to put it inside of that.
I told your child that is why drugs are bad. I did. It
She was
not a
one
good
step away from
moment for
talking to
me.
herself while walking down the road.
I saw her talking to herself in the parking lot.
Oh, nope, she was there. Okay, good.
So
She made it all the way to
I looked at your
Crazyville.
child and was like, "This is why."
Pretty
drugs are
sure
bad
she
for you.
said, cash me outside. How about that? Like, that is immediately what I thought of.
Oh.
Drugs are bad. Okay.
hmm
Drugs are
And that's
bad.
exactly what I thought of in my head, but I knew he wouldn't get that reference because
Then I came out later, and she had a LeBron jersey on
Oh,
that
God.
was like looked like a dress.
oh mercy.
There were so many things wrong with that whole situation.
Okay. Well, on that note,
But that's James and I talked about that today. Is when you see somebody like that, you're like, how do you get to that point in your life?
Yeah.
But
Like-
I don't want to make fun of her, but
Like when you see someone who actively chose to just breed ball pythons, how did they get to that point?
right.
What happened? Who hurt them?
Right. Speaking of Victor there
Uh.
and J Babies has hatched out some awesome stuff lately. And he's a bunch of clubrids, and every time he posts them, I'm like, okay, any one of those?
So
Okay,
I
any one of
realized
those.
that I can no longer talk to Russell at reptile shows because I'm very close to buying more corn snakes.
We're going to
Yes.
have a truck full of Russell snakes with us this weekend.
Fuck.
Yes.
it's okay. I'm only sending you with spending money and $20 for Kelly Grant because I'm buying some shoes from her.
Because
But-
Russell can't
What
go this
shoes does
weekend.
Callie have? They got to be for Joe.
They're for Joe. They're
I'm
not.
about to say they don't fit you.
If you're going to be at the Oklahoma City show this weekend, come see Logan, my 11-year-old, and buy some corn snakes from him because he worked out a deal with Russell since Russell wasn't coming to the show this weekend. That he's taking a bunch of snakes and
It's the Oklahoma City ish show.
yeah, it's like 30 minutes from Oklahoma City.
It's in Shawnee.
Yeah, we're staying in a motel.
Motel, hotel, Holiday
It's
Inn.
not a Holiday Inn. I wish it was. I think it's called the Starlight Inn or something.
Oh, does it have a?
It's actually got really good
Does
reviews.
it have a massage bed so we can put quarters in?
It's got really good reviews, and it was $60 a night, and it was literally there was 3 hotels in Shawnee that were pet friendly.
There's probably 3 hotels in Shawnee.
Yeah. No, there's quite a bit in Shawnee because there's a big university there. But yeah, you put in, go to pet friendly and it's like none of them, including the one that we had booked for the herps. So
Yeah. Owning stupid ass dogs Jeff take everywhere is a pain in the ass.
What are you looking at me for?
Anyway,
You've been to the last 2-3 shows.
Yet. Victor said they are starting to emerge. At least 3 came out already. I'll post pics. What were they?
they were awesome.
What are they, Victor? What are these colubrids that are emerging?
Hang on.
I'm assuming they're corn snakes.
I'm assuming he wasn't talking about whale penises emerging. We were talking about that, so it could have been.
Oh, I take credit for that.
They were milked because it's tangerine phase and a tricolor phase.
Ooh.
They're Honduran.
You know what I want?
He's not the one that had the weird ass snake. You
No,
showed
that
me.
was not the half purple, half.
the one that had like pattern and then no pattern.
No, the Don Shores is the one who produced those badass white and black ones.
I remember that, but there was the one you showed me today that was albino.
Yeah, they were like purple. And
I want an imperial.
Yeah, Robert's not a.
I'm not a big fan of hybrids, but they look so cool. I just want one to look at. I don't want to do
Imperials look
anything with it. I just want to look at it.
yeah.
Like I'll take care of it, obviously.
Yeah, Victor, my son is super into Hondurans.
I thought he was getting out of Honduran.
No, he's getting out of the
Pueblans. I don't know the difference.
He likes the Hondurans. He's got to sell that Pueblan that he has.
I don't know the difference. Pueblans get big. I know
He
that.
does
No, Hondurans
because
get big.
he walked up to a vendor at a show and was like,
And
"Hey,
corrected him.
why are you trying to sell that Honduran as a Pueblan?
What was the milk snake we had at the zoo?
That thing's not worth $300. It's worth $100."
It's a Honduran milk snake.
Yeah, we had a big one at the zoo.
I think it was.
I think that's right.
I'm
I'm pretty sure it's a Honduran milk snake.
I'll message Tammy.
I'm pretty sure it was. But it would pee on you. Well, it would pee on certain people every time they take it out to do it.
That was the one
education
she
program.
used for every program we ever did.
But it was good. That thing was like 4 foot long. That was a good old size.
Yeah, Logan gets that Honduran out that he got almost every day. He's always getting it out, holding it, and know some Pueblan hybrids. Nice.
See, I don't know my milk snakes.
Victor, if you haven't seen it, go to Shores, SHORES, Enough, ENUFF, Shores Enough. I think it's reptiles, and look at the ones that Don Shores produced.
The freak of natures that Don.
They are crazy. First time pairing.
Yeah.
And they're not sure if it's genetic or if it was.
And I can tell you right now,
freeze or
anybody listening, he ain't selling them to you.
Yeah, don't even try.
I've heard the offers, and he's told them no.
Yeah,
They are cool looking.
they are amazing.
So,
All right, guys.
Ooh.
I'm wrapping this up.
no more penis talk.
Maybe if you would have wrapped it up, it wouldn't have ended up getting chomped off in the ocean.
Do you think it was a shark, or do you think it was a whale blow job that just went bad?
There was like a shark bite taken out of it. It was like teeth marks.
Reggie says it's 2:30. Where is Reggie? Okay, he's got to be in Europe, obviously, at 2:30. So I'm assuming UK.
Yeah, so that post is all the way back on July 2nd for Don Snakes, and those things are amazing.
Yeah, they're patternless.
Well, like that first clutch, it's like a little drop of orange, a little bit of black, and then a ton of white.
Ton of white. Yeah, it's like someone spilled white out on the snake.
Yeah, I can't wait to see them after they shed.
But so that's all I got. It's been a while since you've been here, so I'm trying to remember how we close it out with you here.
Robert, if people want to get a hold of you,
Oh, that's true.
they can reach out to lsreptilerex.com. And how else?
Well, hold on. If they do that, and they message him through that about how to order a rack, and his response is you can order it on the website, your response should not be, well, fine, if you don't want to help me.
I got one of those a couple days ago.
Oh my gosh.
Asked how to order something. He said we can order it from the website.
You
Well,
can-
fine, if you don't want to help me.
The website that you clicked on to message me.
Yeah, stupid people.
Yeah.
But yes, that is lsreptileracks.com.
And
Who was that? I think the shark spit it out when he realized it was a penis.
that was
Been
Darren.
there.
That was Darren.
Oh.
Or Lone Star Reptile Racks on Facebook or Instagram. And now you can look at Powerful Exotics, which is my wife's page.
True.
Because
Is it up and running now?
So I've had a page up for a couple of years that was a different name that I was going to use that I decided not to use. Well, I changed it this week. It already has like 1,500 followers. So I changed the name. We're working on the logo.
I feel like it's got to have like electricity.
I was
Like,
thinking lightning.
So I got to
bolts.
give 100% Sean Gray. We were eating dinner with them, and he was like, "Why don't y'all just do powerful exotics?" And I was like, "Fuck!" It was like a light bulb went off. Boom.
light bulbs, see powerful.
I kind of wish I would have been like powerful reptile racks. Now,
Yeah, but Lone Star works.
yeah,
I like it.
Anyway.
I know.
But yeah,
That's
so
a
that's
good one.
up. That's up and running on Facebook. Rachel will be posting babies on there very soon because she's finally got some. We had some babies that were born right before the freeze and some that were born right after, and it just threw everything for a loop on getting them to eat consistently. But they're finally the ones that I haven't had to feed to a king snake are eating well. Yep, gotcha, Paul.
If you want to get a hold of me, it is simply_serpents on Instagram or simply serpents on Facebook. I've got rainbow boas. I'm not taking orders. Just for anybody reaches out to me. I know some people have, and that was the way they did it was fine. But you always get the ones that just the straight up message as soon as they see the picture is how much. Like, what the fuck? They haven't even eaten. So I'm still getting things eating, and then once they are available to sell, I'll post them. If you want to get a hold of us here at the podcast, it is the Reptile Gumbo Podcast on Instagram, Facebook, and at gmail.com. Welcome back, Katie.
Yay! My
School-
hips are starting to hurt in this.
School starts for us soon. We have to go back to real jobs soon.
Well, you start like a whole week.
But it's
I
all
mean,
right,
we have 2 like new hire workshops.
it's all right.
left.
The whole country's about to shut down because of COVID, so we're good.
It's getting bad in Louisiana. I need my people to either get vaccinated or wear masks.
Yeah, quit looking at everybody. So that is all I've got. See us this weekend at the Herps show in Shawnee, Oklahoma. That'd be my first trip to Oklahoma. Never been there before.
I
So
won't be there.
Katie will not be there.
I'm a little sad though because Warren Booth is going to be there, and I kind of wanted to meet him.
Oh, that's true. I warned it.
I'm a little bummed about that.
That'd be really cool. I'll get to meet Warren Booth. I'll take a picture, send it to you.
Cool, thanks. I
Um,
mean, I've met Travis, so
fuck you.
will
Yeah,
this will be your geneticist? Is a geneticist?
geneticist.
They're both going to be like, oh my God, Katie, just stop talking.
Geneticist.
Yeah, so Warren Booth can be your geneticist, and Travis will be
Love
my
it when
geneticist.
Travis. He's like probably about 3 weeks behind all the time on the podcast, but I love it when he's listening because we start getting messages.
Yep,
Yes.
I do too.
Yeah,
And then I have to remind myself what the hell I was talking about when
Right.
whatever episode he was.
because it's usually telling
okay.
us we were wrong about something.
We all know Travis
Which we
likes me
love.
more, so it's fine.
He sent me a Dumerals boa.
Yeah,
This is
he
true.
did do that.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go with nope. And that thing is awesome. I love her.
You know,
She's beautiful.
so I guess so. You got some Canadian shit from Darren,
No,
Right, no.
from
Brandon,
Brandon.
and a snake, but I got a snake from a listener.
Lavissa,
finally,
yeah.
So
Katie ain't got
That's
shit
cool.
from listeners.
I have their friendship, and that's enough for me. Because
Like that.
like I've been
can't breed
talking to
friendship.
Lavissa, I've been talking to Chris. I'm like,
that's kind of how it starts.
I like people.
I can't breed French. Oh, that's different kind of breeding, but that's anyways. So
Or okay, no, that's fine. That's fine.
wait, no. What made you have to stop? I mean, because I know the kind of things I would say that would make me have to stop. I know the kind of things Robert would say that would make me have to stop.
I was gonna say that there was a meme that Nathan posted on his regular page, not in our discussion group, and it was a tortoise made out of bread, and it was talking about breading. And last week there was the stupid person that posted about snakes that were breading instead of breeding. I'll share it on the discussion page. It was funny. I saved it to my phone.
Gotcha.
I always love it when people are like, "Do you breed snakes?" Nope, I let them do it. They usually look at me like, because
That's pretty
I
funny.
say it just like that. Nope, I let them do it.
Oh,
That's pretty funny.
but yes, join us next week. I think we're gonna have a guest next week. We'll find out, but we will. We'll try out the whole new
So
call in and
I want to take a moment that I just completely fucking drew a blank. Dusty Hill from ZZ Top passed away.
Oh,
Oh,
I
yes,
saw
true.
that.
Super sad. You know, that's local. They're from here.
Oh, I didn't
I
know.
know.
that.
Yeah.
yeah, I had hoped
Yeah.
by moving here I was gonna get to see ZZ Top.
Yeah. Like,
Aw.
And what's really sucks is ZZ Top was supposed to come to Alexandria where I just left.
yeah.
In August. They're there in
Yeah.
August.
So he, when I used to work for the sheriff's office in Galveston County, his alarm at his house used to go off in Bay Cliff or in San Leon all the time. And it's this huge estate. We'd have to go out there and wander around trying to figure out where the alarm went off. And he'd come out like in his robe with a shotgun. Everything's all right, guys. And
I shot him. He's buried in the back.
Yeah.
Good.
and then
Move along. Nothing to see here.
I think it was his niece went to the church that I grew up going to, the Catholic church. And the one time I was at church, because my cousin was getting baptized. That little niece was getting baptized, so he was there for that. And was just a super nice guy.
That's awesome.
With the big old beard and everything.
Oh yeah,
That's so cool.
yeah. He doesn't take it off when the show's over.
Iconic.
So yeah, it'd be sorely missed. That's one of the greats.
Yeah.
I don't usually mourn celebrities, but
I'd really hope to see ZZ Top. I was like, I'm moving to Texas. I'm moving to where they're from. There'll be way more concerts there.
I've seen them twice. Once at the Houston Livestock Show and Radio, and then once with my mom and stepdad when I was like 13. And
Damn.
Great shows. Yeah, great shows.
Yeah, I hate that I missed out on that. So, all right, guys. We will talk to y'all next week. Thank y'all for listening. Again, make sure you go and post a picture of you with your reptiles on Instagram or Facebook and tag it the Reptile Gumbo Podcast, and we will enter you in for our giveaway this month and next month for all those supplies being given to us by Grant Family Exotics. Thanks for listening. Goodbye.
See ya.
Bye.